Hi everyone, welcome to this course on English grammar. This is lesson number 8. So, if you want to know how to talk about where you live and where you're from, then this lesson is going to be very helpful to you. On top of learning about where you're from, we're also going to look at several new verbs and find out how to conjugate them. So first, let's go ahead and jump right in and take a look at the verb to live. Alright, so this is the verb to live in English, and we can talk about where we live. For example, you can say I live. Here, we'll go ahead and conjugate it. So I live, L-I-V-E. Then you could say you, right? You live, L-I-V-E. He lives, L-I-V-E-S. Okay, remember, when it comes to the third person singular, we have an S at the end. She lives, same thing for feminine. It lives, okay, L-I-V-E-S. We live, and they live. Okay, so again, I live, you live, he lives, she lives, it lives, we live, and they live. Next, we're going to learn about a few prepositions in the English language. In fact, we're going to learn 4 of them today. These are the most popular prepositions in the English language, and what they do, their job is to show you the location or the position of a thing in relationship to another thing. Okay, so in, at, on, and by are again the most commonly used prepositions in the English language in terms of places, where things are located and where they're placed. When we use in English, we're usually referring to a specific city or a specific country or a place within an enclosed space. Okay, whereas at, we use at in English to refer to a specific point in a city or in a country or in a place. We use on to refer to the surface of a place. Okay, and we use by to refer to a place that is in close proximity to another place. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few examples and you'll soon understand how to use them. So this one says, I blank in America. So we're going to go back up to the verb to live, and we're going to say, I live in America. L-I-V-E. I live in America. Next it says, do you blank in a village or a city? Again, we're going to come back up here and see how we have you. Okay, we're going to take live here. We're going to say, do you live in, here's the preposition in, a village or a city? Okay, do you live in a village or a city? Okay, and you can say, I live in a city, or I live in a village. Next we have we blank at. We have the preposition at here. We live at the lake, and they live by. Okay, we have by, which shows proximity to another place, by the river. So they live close to the river. They're in a very close distance to the river. So we live, L-I-V-E, we live at the lake, and they live by the river. Next we have he blank on Sherbrooke Street. So Sherbrooke Street is the name of a street, and we can say he lives, okay, with an S. He lives on Sherbrooke Street. She blank by the gas station. Okay, and the gas station is where you take your car so you can get gas so you can go places. We can say she lives, again with an S right here, she lives by the gas station. Okay, I live in America. Do you live in a village or a city? We live at the lake, and they live by the river. He lives on Sherbrooke Street, and she lives by the gas station. Okay, so now let's go ahead and move on, and we're going to take a look at to be from. Okay, to be from. So let's talk about where you're from. Now you can see here that we have the verb to be, and we're going to conjugate it according to the preposition here. So we have I, the preposition I, and do you remember how to conjugate it? It's irregular. So to be is an irregular verb. So we're going to say I am from America. You blank from France. We can say you are from France. He blank from Mexico. Okay, third person singular, he is from Mexico, or she is from Mexico. We blank from Italy. We are from Italy. And they blank from Quebec, okay, which is a province in Canada. So they are from Quebec. Now we're talking about the origins of where somebody is from, okay, where they live, where they were born, etc., where their family is from. Okay, so you can say, I am from America. You are from France. He is from Mexico. We are from Italy. And they are from Quebec. Okay? So now to ask where somebody else is from, you can say, for example, where are you from? Okay? And for me, for example, I would say, I am from, and I would say my city. Okay, I am from San Francisco, or I can say my state. Normally I use California. I say that I'm from California. I am from California. Okay, I am from California. Okay, where do you live? Okay, so where do you live? Now we're being a little bit more specific here. Like, where do you live? What city do you live in? And you can say, I live in, okay, we're going to use the preposition in here because we're talking about a specific spot. You could say, I live in, and then the name of the city, okay? I live in Paris. I live in Madrid. I live in Mexico City. I live in New York City. I live in San Francisco. San Francisco. Okay? So where do you live? I live in San Francisco. Why do you live in, and then you name a spot. Okay? So why do you live in Paris? Why do you live in Paris? And you could say, as a response, you could say because I live there. It's just I so happen to live there because I live there. Or you could say because I work there. Okay? We can use the verb to work because I work there. Okay? Because I work there. I have a job there in Paris. That's why I live there, because I work there. And then you can ask who, like which person, okay? Who is from, and we can name a country. Who is from, all right, we'll say Norway. Or you could say Sweden, okay? Whatever country you want. Who is from Norway? And you could say Eric is from Norway. Okay, Eric is from Norway. All right, so pretty simple. Now, when you want to know which country someone is from, here are some questions you can ask. You can ask them, where are you from? And they'll say, I am from this country, or I'm from Spain, I'm from Kazakhstan, I'm from China, I'm from whatever country, I'm from Zimbabwe. Okay, what country do you live in? So what country do you currently live in now? What country do you live in? You can say, I live in, here we have that preposition in, I live in Mexico, I live in Nicaragua, I live in Peru, I live in Cuba. Okay, I live in Chad, I live in Algeria. You name whatever country you want. What country are you from? Okay, where are you originally from? Where are you born, for example? You can say, I am from Spain, I am from Israel, I am from Jordan, I am from the United Arab Emirates, okay, the UAE. So, what country are you from? What country do you live in? And where are you from? Okay, now let's go ahead and we're going to take a look at some new verbs. And let's look how to conjugate them. The easy thing about English verbs is that almost all of them follow the same pattern in the present tense. Normally, all you have to do is add an S at the end of the third person singular, sort of like what we do here. he, she, and it. You notice how they all have an S in the third person singular? We're going to do that with other verbs as well. So, for example, we have the verb to like. Okay, I'll put it right here. We have the verb to like, to want, to know, to mean, to eat, to work, and to go. So to like, something that you enjoy, right? You like to go to the movies, you like to listen to music, you like to watch TV. You say, I like, okay. I like, you like, he likes, she likes, we like, and they like, okay? Now to want, it's something that you desire, you want to have something. You could say, I want, you want, he wants, oops, with an S, remember? She wants, with an S as well. We want, and they want. Here we have to know. It's like, you can say that you know a person. Oh, I know him, he is my cousin. I know him, he is my teacher. I know her, she is my friend's friend, okay? Or you can know knowledge. I know how to speak Spanish. I know how to draw pictures. I know how to do this, I know how to do that. So we're gonna say I know, K-N-O-W, excuse me, K-N-O-W, to know. You know, same, K-N-O-W. He knows, with an S. She knows. We know. And they know. Okay? Then we have to mean, which is what you want to say. Okay? I mean. You mean. He means. She means. We mean, and they mean. Then we have to eat, which is the food, whatever you eat. I eat Italian food. I eat French food. I eat Chinese food. Eat, E-A-T, E-A-T, E-A-T-S. He eats, she eats, we eat, and they eat. Then we have to work, where you work, where your job is located. I work. You work. He works with an S. She works. We work, W-O-R-K, and they work. Okay? Finally, we have to go, where you go to another spot. I go to Quebec. I go to Italy. I go to Mexico. I go to France. I go to America. So we're going to say, I go. You go. He, she goes. With the E-S, okay, E-S. We have an E here for pronunciation. We have an O here, so we have to follow with an E. She goes, we go, and they go. Okay, so guys, that's the end of this lesson. Make sure to stick around for the next lesson, and we'll learn about foreign languages and nationalities. Okay, so see you next time. Bye.